Hey there, Scrapper Names fans, how are we all? I am back with a design team layout for the Use Your Stuff Challenge blog. This one is to use old product with something new. So what I've done here is I have used the new Kaiser Craft Factory 48 collection here for some of my papers and embellishing, as well as some other old bits and pieces from my stash. So some of them I know the names of, and others, as I said, they're pretty old. So this Bella die cut pack is a Father's Day one, which is perfect because I'm doing a Project Life spread on Father's Day. And I picked that up from Spotlight here in Australia a few years back. It's just been sitting lying around. I always forget about it actually. It's only that I rearranged my craft room that I managed to remember that it was there. Alright, so I have pulled that apart to pick some pieces up to what I want to use. And now I'm just going through my random little tub of embellishments here, or bits and pieces that have been left behind or that I've randomly picked up. Again, I guess you could say these are probably some old things. They're definitely not new. And as for where they're from, I couldn't possibly tell you that. So yeah, so I've just used a little banner piece from that die cut pack, as well as one of these little circle pieces I'm going to use, I think, to write some info on. Yeah, I'm doing this voiceover while I have 3 little girls running around outside. So if you can hear screaming, that's what it is, them playing outside. But otherwise I'm going to have no time to do these voiceovers. And I want to get this up before the week is over. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm just journaling on that little circle tag piece there. I think I'm just writing something about breakfast. I actually don't have the Project Life page in front of me, which is a bit crazy. I felt that this photo needed something else, and I've, as you can see, I play around with a few things. And this little piece here that I put on, you can see me putting some tape, double-sided tape on. It just says this and that, and it's a printable that came in my Kitaholic kit. I think maybe it was for September. I'm not really sure actually. Alright, just fluffing around, seeing what else I can add. And I think I add some of these green little enamel dots. That's what they are. And then this card, a photo, whatever you call it, is done. Now, this is a bit of a long Project Life spread actually. It's 2 pages, that's probably why. It's a bit of an epic one. But I thought I'd do both sides, and then that way, I know sometimes last one I did a Project Life, I did only the one side, and some of my viewers wanted to see both, don't mind seeing both, so I'm just going to do both for you. Alright, so I am working on, so this, what do you call it, not title card, like journal card, I don't know, whatever. I can't think this morning. So that back paper there that I've got, that I've cut to the 4x6 measurement, is from this Factory 48, it's part of the pattern papers. That blue journal tag piece that says remember is an old Kaiser Craft collection, Off the Wall I think it's called, from memory. And that photo, oh sorry, that frame is from, oh, when did I pick that up? When the Currently edition core kit come out, was it last year maybe, or the year before? They came with they had a set of frames, and I brought those too. I don't know why. I think I thought I was going to use them, but they've been sitting there for so long, and I haven't really used them. So yeah, so that's that. So how many of us have checked in over at the Use Your Stuff blog? I do have a I do have the link to their blog down at the end of this video, but I've shared it before. And as I've said, it's a weekly challenge blog over in America. And yeah, we just do some different challenges each week. You don't have to do layouts, doesn't have to be scrapbooking. Some people do cards, some do tag making, all those sorts of things. So whatever your crafty poison is, you can, you know, challenge yourself to do those. Now the point, I guess, is to use your stuff. So for me, it's a great way to use some things I may not have used before, and also some ideas for things that I probably haven't use. Like, for example, with this layout, I probably wouldn't have used the old product with this new one, simply because I had the new one sitting there from my kit for this month from Kitaholics. And yeah, I just like to try and use it up, especially this kit's been a bit of a challenge, this one, because it's been the very masculine side of colours, so it's been an interesting way to use it. But yeah, so, and even that tag, the embellishment die cut pack that I just said to you I've opened up, you know, it's been sitting there for ages, brought for the purpose of daddy layouts, and just, I've just forgotten about that it was there, and it was only that I rearranged my stuff around I found it. So yes. So this stamp here that I'm using is one that also came in the kit for September, and it is, I think it's a newer stamp from Kaiser Craft as well. Now I am going to do that whole ghost printing type thing you'll see me do in a sec. So I do that, do another one, and do a third one, which didn't work too well. So I end up making that third one a bit darker. And I really quite like the effect that sort of gives. I'm happy with it. Trying to coordinate some of the older product with this new collection has been interesting. But I made it work. It was really good. All right, just fussing around to see what I can find in there. Yeah, so just go with a little tie and some little hearts, and that's basically it. The embellishing on this isn't too much. There's a lot. Each of the cards and photos probably are embellished, but there's not lots of embellishments, if that makes sense. So I'm just fitting this voiceover in whilst before I start sort of work. And it's a nice day, but I really would like to be scrapping. I've got all this creative mojo that I want to do, and I've got an art journal page actually sitting on my desk to do. But by the time it gets to the night at the moment, I'm buggered. We have school holidays, 2 week school holidays here in Australia. I'm in Canberra. And yeah, so we're partway through, we're nearly to the end of the first week. It hasn't been too bad. I've got to work both weeks, but I guess the bonus of working from home is that, you know, I can take the kids out and stuff. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've had some lovely weather. A bit wet today, where the sun's shining. So that is good. Hence I can, you know, take the children outside for a run and they're not going crazy. What is everyone else up to in their neck of the woods? Have you had much scrapping time? Anyone that's in Australia on school holidays, how are you coping with it? I know sometimes it can be, you get over it. But yeah, it's not too bad. All right, what am I doing? Adding bits and pieces here from that die cut, and adding some more of those green enamel dots. I do add those a bit throughout the layout just to tie in the greens a little bit. And again, it's an older product. I couldn't tell you where it came from. I think I got it in a Project Life garage sale page, and yeah. And as I said, this layout or this spread is all about Father's Day this year. So that's what you can obviously tell. Just telling the story of the girls giving Daddy their presents and making breakfast and all that fun stuff. So just using some pieces from the Factory 42, 43, whatever it is, now I've lost it, collection. Here, this is the die cut pack that came in the kit. So I'm just using some, as you can see, they're very darkish, sort of rusty kind of looking colours, which is really tricky to use at times on layouts. So I do play around with those to try and fit those in and use them up as well. But for this card, I think I go with this, do I? I really wanted to use this random little tag piece, and I think it says this on it. But I don't think I end up actually using it. Yeah. Yep, so here we go. Oops, sorry, I should have put my phone on silent. All Alright, so just adding some embellishments to the side of this picture. I finally used that little tag I've been wanting to use that says this with the arrow on it. And those embellishments are also, like I said, from that factory, is it 42? I've completely gone blank as to what it's called. The Newcastle Craft Collection. So that's my little jar of twine that I'm just going through, and I just picked, what colour did I go with? A green, I think was the best colour choice I had there. It just didn't look right, that spot there having nothing in it. And I will staple this twine down here. Oops, my scissors I think need sharpening. I just staple this down with my tiny attacher just to hold it in place. Alright. Now where am I up to? Oh, the bottom card for this page. So this is using some old pattern paper I had in my stash that was part of, I think, an original sort of bits of paper I had gotten to do my son's album when I started scrapbooking a million years ago. So what I'm doing here is the paper didn't actually measure up properly, so I do play around with it, and what I do is back the paper to the pattern paper at the, like on the reverse side, so that way I can see where it's not sitting properly, and then I'm just going to pop my photo there to cover up the discrepancy. So that's a nice little trick. Sometimes if your, what are they, 6x6, whatever paper pads don't always fit into your 4x6 pockets properly, so sometimes I'll do like that sort of thing where I'll make sure they're back together so that way it doesn't look odd, and there's not a big huge gap to the side. Okay, and just embellishing it with the new product, I guess. So these were just, as you can see, all part of the die cut pack that I got in my kit. A Kaiser Craft one. And this is where it was tricky because the newer collection that I'm using is like those dark sort of brown tinges and greys and things like that, and almost like a neutral sort of colour beige and things like that. And then the older products, I didn't have anything that really sort of matched that colour perfectly, so trying to make sure they didn't stick out and look odd was a little bit tricky. It wasn't just the colours of the photo I was working with this time, it was the colour of the collections I needed to use, which is something, not how I usually scrap. As I've said before, I usually match my papers and everything to the colour of my what's in my photos. So yeah, this was a little different. So yeah, this photo is just of what my stepdaughter got at school for Dad at the Father's Day stall. So very cute. She was very proud. Just adding some green little enamel dot pieces there, checking it out, and there you go. Now, where am I up to? I think I go to the reverse side here. Ah, there you go, some close-ups. That's what that is. So yeah, I just zipped through some close-ups. Alrighty, now we're up to side number 2. Now I do apologise if my recording is a bit stop-start. I started this morning and then had to stop, thanks to my kitties, and then I've had to wait for them all to be in bed or out playing so I can sit back down where it's quiet and do some more voiceovering. So hopefully I will finish it this time. Alright, so we're working on the first card here, which in this second side, which is just a photo of my partner trying to open one of his presents. So we brought him a CD, and it was like wrapped in a box thing and whatever. So he sort of opened it and was like, what the? So yeah, because it didn't have anything like any record labels or, you know, store label or anything like that on it. So yeah, it was a bit funny actually. So I'm just using a die cut from that older pack, a die cut little piece I use for, which I haven't added yet, so I'm jumping ahead, from the newer collection, and this little label piece that is part of my printables for this month from Kitaholic Kits. And I'm just going to use a little scrap piece of foam, craft foam, to bump that up. I couldn't use the craft tape, it was too thick, and I just found this little yellow piece of craft foam lying around, so I thought, why not use it? Now, because I glued it and I'm impatient, I didn't wait for the glue to dry, so I did the double-sided tape on the pattern paper first and then stuck the label down, because otherwise it would have, and when I pulled the double-sided tape off, it would have probably moved the foam. Now, I do feel that this card needed something else. And as you can see, I'm trying to fiddle around with something to make it work. But, yeah, I think I go with a doodly border. Yes, here we go. There we go. Just a little border. I just think it finished it off a little bit. The paper at the back was a bit, I guess, blank and whatnot. It just sort of seemed to, everything just seemed to not be grounded, I think. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but yeah, I think I forget to show you. Sometimes when I get into the second pages of my Project Life spreads, I have to admit I don't always remember. Oh, I did! Look, see, there you go. Go me, I am remembering, folks. Alright, so back to the next photo. I think I embellished most of these. That's why this is so epically long. I sort of go through each of them, and I didn't cut too much out because I didn't want you to miss out too much, I guess. So I popped the label on, little label that says what he's got as a present there. So this is the second photo of that from that first one, which was like what's in the box. And then I stick this yellow little banner piece, but I've turned it around just to give it a different look. Yeah. There we go. And that says love you, that little circle die cut piece. And some more green enamel dots. As I said, I used them quite a bit on this layout. I just sort of tied a bit of the green in because I've used some green in patches and not, yeah, so I needed something to put the green, but I wanted it to be subtle. So I had these enamel dot things lying around. I brought, as I said, I think I brought ages ago, and yeah, so I thought, oh, they might work. So that's what I did. Now I am working on this next photo, so I do have a fuss around as to the embellishment pieces I'm going to use on it, and I do cut that out for you because otherwise it just was a bit indecisive. So as you can see in the bottom, I've just put this like little, it's kind of, I guess, not a tag, but like a label piece, a hexagon piece, is that right? I think it's hexagon. And I've just put some journaling at the bottom that says Hannah made this at preschool, so it was a little present she made at preschool for Daddy. And then a little printable that says cherish. So yeah, I thought it needed something else in the corner, and then I changed my mind. I really wanted to use this World's Best. There was a few really big embellishment pieces I wanted to use out of that pack. This was one of them. It says World's Best Dad. So I'd been making sure some of the pieces when I went through, I tucked a bit aside, as you can see at the top there, like that one that says Dad and Smile, and that I kept aside just for that purpose. Otherwise I would forget that they were there because I had sort of two sets of die cut packs open. Now, because that is so big and I've got the doily, I don't add a lot more to this, and then the pattern paper is of the sort of the clocks and watches and cogs and things. It doesn't need a lot, and I wasn't going to add anything, but I just felt it didn't quite look finished, and I needed to tie in, I felt it needed to tie in some more of the colours from the bit that's there that says World's Best Dad, as well as mixing with the rest of the spread. Now, if you stay tuned, I haven't done it yet. I have it set ready to go, but I have an art journal page. It's been a little while since I've done something a bit art journaly. And I have 2 photos that are from the same day here, this Father's Day, that didn't make the cut for this spread. But I wanted to use them because I also wanted to use some of my Inky Quill Patreon printables that we got for this month, which had some special ones that had some Father's Day. So I want to use them in my art journal, and I just feel like getting a bit messy. So it's been sitting on my desk, ready to start, and I keep sitting down to it, and then I'm just so exhausted at the end of the day at the moment with school holidays and whatnot that I haven't quite got to it. So I am cross my fingers. I'm really hoping I get time to sit down and film it tonight, which means that I'm a bit out of sync with my videos this week. So this one will go up probably straight away once I finish this. So this is Thursday, so I'll probably put it up today or tomorrow morning. And then I might do a bonus one on the Art Journal page over the weekend. Otherwise, it'll be up for Monday. So keep an eye out for those to pop up on my channel. Yeah, I have another Project Live spread to voice over and put up for you, which will go up as one of next week's videos. I'm trying to give you a bit of a variety of different things that I'm doing. Please feel free to give me some ideas if you want to see me try something out. I am creative, but not arty kind of creative, and I'm trying to be. So trying to, you know, tap into that sort of creative side. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, by all means, post them in the comments as I usually say, and I will have a look at what I can do. Thinking of buying some tags maybe at some point and doing some some funky little tags or even card making or something. But yeah, I don't ever get past my main sort of creative thing. My scrapbooking. So I'm just working on this card. So this green pattern paper in the back here that's sort of making that 4x6 card is an older one as well. I'm actually not sure whether or not it was just a random single sort of sheet that I got, or whether or not it belongs to one of my paper pads. So yeah, not really sure, but it's old. I'm using a branding strip from these Kaiser Craft pattern papers that says Happy Father's Day on the bottom, and that just ties the colours in really well as well with the sort of that rusty kind of looking brown card I used at the top of this spread on this page. And yeah, so then I'm just embellishing it with some of the factory 42, 43. Oh my god, I'm so blank as to what that is, and I didn't even check it while I was away. Oops. Anyway, you know what I mean. I started in the beginning with the right name, so go back to the start and you'll know what it is. Mind blank. It's the end of the week here for me. Well, as such, my busy part of my working week, so I'm a little brain drained. Alright, so just, playing around with some different layering ways. I did like the embellishment pack here, I guess, for that purpose. So some of the cog pieces you see there, the middle sort of pop out. So like this one, the middle popped out, and I could put that phrase piece sort of to the side and layer it a little bit. I really enjoyed doing that, actually. As crazy that may sound. It's not something I would probably normally have thought to do. Normally I would lay like circles, on top of each other, laid that way, not to the side like that. So I was really happy with how, I could do that with these. Was pretty happy with myself with that. So, yeah, you go me. High five. As I said, I don't consider myself particularly overly creative. Like, I look at others and go, oh my god, that is so cool, I wouldn't think to do that. Or, and I guess I kind of contemplate scrap lifting. But yeah, so when I can do little things I wouldn't normally do, I do get very excited. I do get very happy about it. So if I seem a little crazy, that's probably why. So this is my final pocket for card for this spread. And I'm just using some other bits and pieces. I think that thank you actually is from an ephemera pack I got in my kit a few months ago, I think, but anyway. And yeah, so I use this dad piece. I really wanted to use it and I really love it, and I think it goes really well together in that it says thank you. That tag piece there at the top says thank you or ticket, whatever you call it, and then I put dad on the side. It sort of sat really well together, and the fact that this is sort of the after all the presents were given and breakfast was had kind of hug and photo. just rubbing, I wasn't clapping myself then, I was rubbing my hands together. So this layout is all done. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And here is some close-ups of my epically long 2-page Project Life spread. But as I said, I had some of my, who seem to be my ongoing likers or fans, if that's what you want to call it, who made some comments last time I did Project Life spread about, you know, making it doesn't matter if they're longer, they like to put them on in the background. So that was really nice. So that's why I thought I'd give you this one and hope you enjoy it. So as I said, I will be back again after this, probably with my art journal page for something different, and I'll see you soon. Thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, there you go. 1, 2. Nailed it. All right. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.